Stephen Curry, the greatest shooter of all time, was left out on Bleacher Reports' top 100 players because he was injured almost the whole season last year. Two-time MVP, three-time champion, the engine of the 2015-2016 Warriors achieving 73 wins. He has changed the NBA forever with his shooting. His ball handling skills are one of the best, if not the best, in the game. For his size, he finishes at the basket at a high efficiency and proved this in the 2015-2016 season by being the scoring champion that year. He's also a proven clutch performer. Among players who have many field goal attempts in games under 3 minutes or less, it is Curry who has a 45.9 net rating, a 73.9 true shooting percentage, while using 33.6% of possessions. It only proves that with great shooting ability comes heavy clutch responsibility. Familiar with that reference? With everything I said, he is still not liked amongst some of his peers. In this video, we'll talk about what disrespectful things NBA players have said about Steph Curry. But before that, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and smash that notification bell to get updates on my latest NBA content. This first former player was a two-time champion with Boston and Cleveland, now an analyst for ESPN, Kendrick Perkins. Although he didn't contribute much on the court when he was playing for the Cavaliers, he did contribute by talking smack to the two-time MVP back in the 2018 NBA Finals. The Cavs were down 90-80 at the end of the third quarter in Game 2. The scuffle started when Curry had an issue with Perk not moving his feet when Curry attempted a three-point shot. Curry got furious at him and confronted him, which caused players from the Cavs and Warriors to restrain the two in order to avoid cheap technicals and ejections. Later on, Perkins would go on an expletive rampage where he said a certain someone might want to pick a different battle. Perkins' antics got the two-time MVP motivated, and he made 5 of his 9 three-pointers in the fourth to destroy the Cavaliers, finishing the game with a score of 122-103. Like I said in my previous video, why Stephen Curry deserves to be an MVP candidate, never poke the bear, especially if that bear is the greatest shooter of all time. This next player is not famous in the NBA, but at best he's just a fill-in roster player. David Nwaba, when he was still playing for the Chicago Bulls, slammed the ball to finish the first quarter of a game right in Curry's face and talked smack at him. When the buzzer sounded, Curry threw the ball at David's back instead of passing it to a teammate. You might be thinking if Steph did this for no reason. The Warriors were not in a good rhythm in that game, and Curry just decided to throw the ball at his back. The Bulls players didn't appreciate what Curry did because he wouldn't do that if LeBron or Kawhi were the ones trash-talking him. After the game, Curry said a few sentences when a reporter asked about the play. It was a smart way of closing out the quarter and not a sign of disrespect. We rarely see Curry do this kind of thing. I guess he was really frustrated in that game. Here's another former NBA player, Tracy Mcgrady. Tracy is best remembered for famously scoring 13 points in 33 seconds against the San Antonio Spurs when he was still playing for the Houston Rockets. Now, Tracy is an NBA analyst with the Jump with Rachel Nichols show. When Tracy was asked, "What do you think of Stephen Curry winning the MVP?" he had this to say. "It just shows you how watered down our league is, compared to MJ and Shaq when they were winning their MVPs. Steph just won it because of the system Steve Kerr implemented, and the league right now is soft and lacks tough players." Really, T-Mac? T-Mac was an amazing player and deserves his Hall of Fame status, but someone always edged him out of the MVP trophy when he was playing. Next up, Chris Paul. CP3 had his fair share of jabs with Stephen Curry. While Paul and other stars like Westbrook were quickly rising to superstar status, Curry immediately grabbed the mantle as the best player in the league back in 2015 because the Warriors were dominating that season. The beef between the players reached an all-time high back when they played each other in the 2018 Western Conference Finals. Steph in Game 4 drained a long three in the face of Paul and did a shimmy dance at the expense of Paul. But Paul had the last laugh because in Game 5, he hit an even longer shot at the grin of Steph Curry and shimmied back at him. What happened was not a big deal to some, but it was clear Paul didn't like Steph. This next player is an emerging star for the Boston Celtics, Jaylen Brown. The Boston Celtics and Warriors were playing a regular season game back in 2017. On the last play for the Warriors in the first half, Curry schooled Jaylen Brown, who is a rookie this year, and drained a three-pointer to finish the quarter. Curry made sure Jaylen knew about what he did by pointing at him and said some trash talk right before he walked back to the bench. Brown was shocked with what Curry did and said during the post-game conference that, "I don't really care what he did. He's just out there doing his job." Clearly, it didn't bother Brown because the Celtics beat the Warriors by a score of 99-86. As they say, karma bites you in the you-know-what real quick. The next player is a former MVP as well, Russell Westbrook. Now, this scene was at a press conference after the Thunder lost to the Warriors in Game 2 of the 2016 Western Conference Finals. Get this. KD, a former teammate of Steph, defended Russ because one reporter asked, "Do you think Steph is underrated?" to Russ. The two laughed at the question. Just when Russ was about to say something, KD interrupted him and said, "I got this." KD said, "I don't know if getting steals is a measuring stick to tell if someone is underrated defensively. It's part of the defense. He's pretty good, but he doesn't guard the best point guards. He moves his feet pretty well, and he's good with his hands, but I like our matchup with him guarding Russ." I wish KD never said that, though. The Oklahoma City Thunder blew a 3-1 lead over the Warriors to contend for a title, and the following season, KD signed with the Golden State Warriors. Now, this last player we all know, LeBron James. Back in 2016, the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors met in the finals yet again. LeBron was having a huge night that game with a 40-point triple-double. Just as Cleveland was about to win the game, Curry drove to the basket and was met by LeBron at the rim, mugging him at the same time while the ball went out of bounds. The Warriors tried to score again, but Curry picked up his 6th foul. In frustration, Curry threw his mouthpiece, and it accidentally hit a fan. The ref threw him out of the game because of this. Steph, out of nowhere, became a global name. As popularity brewed, resentment stewed. Nobody saw this coming because it was Kevin Durant and LeBron James battling for the mountaintop. Some nights it came from the media. Nick Wright, a sports analyst for Fox, tweeted this during the 2016 All-Star Game. "Someone should tell Steph it's the All-Star Game and not the finals." A clear shot that Curry underperforms in the finals. If you become a superstar out of nowhere, there's bad experiences that come with it. People want to see a successful NBA player fail. It happened with MJ, Magic, Kobe, and LeBron to this day. Most of these people came from the media who find them overrated. Curry is not your conventional NBA superstar. He's not 7 feet or 6'8" with a wingspan of 7'1" and runs like a gazelle. He's the normal guy. People want to see a superhero. That's why Curry is disrespected. What do you think of Curry? Does he deserve the disrespect thrown at him from players? Tell us what you think in the comments down below, and once again, make sure to leave a like on this video and hit that subscribe button to watch out for the best NBA content. Thank you for watching.